Merry Christmas! Ah. Yes, the festive season is upon us, and once again, I'm here thinking about Christmas movies. There's just something magical about sitting down against a warm fireplace with your sparkly lights on your Christmas tree. Use your imagination here. Maybe with the hot chocolate and your loved ones, I guess. And watching a Christmas film for the night. We're talking movies that feature Santa Claus, the elves, maybe his reindeer such as Rudolph, and of course, contract-killing hitmen.
I walk back.
At least that's what I thought back in 2016 when I set out to make my own Christmas film, The Contract Killers at Christmas. Yeah, a short film that I made at the end of 2016 that is basically just what it says on the box. It's a group. Oh, here it is. It's that time of year again. The 4 hitmen take a break, meeting for their annual Secret Santa. Since it's been 9 years since I made it, I thought it'd be fun to check it out today and see if it holds up, share my thoughts and feelings with it, maybe the tips and tricks that I learned from making it, and take a look at some of the Easter eggs in it as well, so let's go. Okay, so we're starting out with a digital track out. Yeah, that is just a locked off camera tripod shot. I set up everything nicely. Deliberately didn't have anything in the foreground so that I could do the digital zooming out to act as basically like a sliding camera shot. Yeah, ironically I did actually have a DIY camera slider that I built when I was younger that I only ever used one time, and I still had it that I could have used for this, but I just didn't. You can get around using digital tracking shots as long as you don't have a foreground thing or anything that basically affects that parallax or whatever it's called, parallax, or I don't know. You know, basically where the foreground should be moving differently to me in the background. But it doesn't when you do a digital tracking shot, this stays the same. So yeah, that's how you basically get away with it. But yeah. Oh yes, of course, I'm in it as well. The thing with this short film is that I'm writing and directing and doing the cinematography and acting in it as well. And we only had a crew of this amount of people plus a sound person.
Enter.
Sorry I'm late, boss.
Nonsense.
Merry Christmas.
Indeed.
There was nobody on camera to pull focus or anything, so that's why I basically set the focus line here when I lean in to go, Merry Christmas. And then I exit that focus plane, I guess, and now suddenly I'm not in focus at all. Just the little whimsical issues when you're filming by yourself, I guess. I'm actually quite proud of the lighting choice I did for this. It's basically just one of those CN160 lights, you know, those really cheap, like £30 lights that you can get, just suspended from the light chandelier above, just taped on there. And it ran for the whole shoot. I think we might have swapped batteries maybe once. It just creates this really nice, contrasty, moodier look that I think the Contract Killers vibe fits with. Talking about atmosphere, of course, with it being a Christmas film, we had to go all out in making it a proper cheesy type of Christmas vibe in this basement surrounding. Of course, the approach to this in my head was that it was a fun contrast of having contract killer hitmen in a Christmas movie setting. I always thought that was a fun little niche idea, and I always wanted to just make a Christmas film anyway. And the Christmas genre is actually quite easy when it comes to this type of mise-en-scene. Because most of us already have the decorations that we can use in the frame of these films, as opposed to when you try to make like a musical or a horror. I don't know why I went to those extremes, but you know, you have to think very specifically, and each individual take on those can be completely different settings. With Christmas, you kind of know what you're getting. You get a Christmas tree, you get some fairy lights, and you're pretty much done. It's interesting to note that I actually did originally want this to take place in a basement when I was writing it initially, which I think you can kind of tell that was supposed to be the case, as opposed to just this living room that I use for everything, including these YouTube videos. Yeah, it would have fit the film better being a basement. That's also where the overhead lamp idea did come into play, because obviously when you think of like people doing dodgy, shifty stuff in a basement, you tend to have an overhead little lamp. I think the lighting really works here. Just one simple light the entire shoot. We didn't have any other type of key lights or anything. It was just this and all of the practical Christmas lights around. And in a way, this is kind of the best way to approach independent filmmaking when you're truly doing it all by yourself. Because like I said, I could just set this up at the beginning, knowing where the blocking was going to take place around it, which was mainly just them all sat around this table for the most part. So I could just have this overhead light that does give decent enough key light to all 4 actors. And then they can act around it, get into the shadows when they stand up and go behind, but still have the foreground actors still in the key light. If you plan the blocking ahead of time, at least in your head, you tend to be able to light for everything ahead of time. And that's the best way to approach these type of scenes, I think.
Thanks.
There you go, boss. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And also Christmas presents, of course. I kind of did this last minute. I panicked. I'm not really in the art department or anything. I just kind of ran around looking for individual bits of wrapping paper that we had in the house. And they are all just like Amazon boxes or something under there, of course.
Fine gun. Well done.
I'm actually kind of proud of the editing in this one. I don't know, even in my head, I kind of get tricked into believing that there are multiple cameras being set up at the same time to record the scene in one take. And that's thanks to the editing. We've got a lot of J cutting and L cutting in this.
Now, Frank. I'm sure Freddie was just making a joke.
Sorry I'm late, boss.
Nonsense. Come and join us on this fine evening.
And I think that is a really underappreciated aspect of film editing when it comes to student work in particular. So yeah, look into L cutting and J cutting because I think it really helps sell the idea that there's multiple people on camera for this. And it just flows really nicely. You don't really pay attention to all of the cuts.
You know what this means?
I do.
We're going to have to take him out back.
We certainly are.
Oh, yeah. I always kind of like the blocking here. Just this one nice wide shot of us all. And again, the lighting, the single light that we set up at the beginning of the shoot, is lighting up my brother and just my brother mainly. It's just a really nice bit of lighting choice, I guess. And now we're outside. Oh, I love this. No snow whatsoever. I even play it into the script that there's no snow. It's set at Christmas time and there's no snow.
I miss the snow. Remember when we did in Old George? It was the widest Christmas I'd ever seen. He loved it, Old George, he did.
Just a genuine representation of British Christmas weather.
I wouldn't worry about it, Freddie. It'll be over in no time. Frank here is my favourite shot.
Here, this is the spot.
Yeah, this scene's actually kind of interesting to me because it doesn't really have much for my character to do in it. Deliberately so as well. I like the idea of him just kind of being there. You know, kind of the serious, calm and collected, mysterious one of the group. I don't know, I just think it's kind of funny just to have like a normal hitman dude just kind of there in this chaotic group. I did actually have plans to expand on my character in particular with a follow-up film, but we never finished filming that. And it's been like 8 years since we started filming it, so I don't think we can just jump back into it.
Just remember, Freddie, it's nothing personal.
Should have just worked out a better present for me is all.
Oh, come on, Frank, get it over with. Look at the poor lad.
This scene actually became quite complicated. It was originally written in place that it would just be the end of the film here as well. Everything that happened from here until the end was just taking place on this little hill. But when it came to actually filming it, we kind of ran out of time and we lost access to the actors. Some of them had to leave early. And then we never got a hold of them again. We never got to film the rest of this scene. We just left it halfway. Like, we shot him getting shot.
The gun's not working.
Let me have a look.
And then there was a bunch of close-ups that I needed that led up to that I didn't get. And there was also stuff after that was meant to take place before the credits. I think what happens is the boss shoots him at the end here. And then he walks back up to Freddy, who's traumatized and not reacting to anything and doesn't really know what to do. He's just kind of standing there. As the boss then starts talking about, oh, hey, you know, welcome to the family, son. Resident Evil. Why'd I go there? And then it would cut to black for the credits. So that was the original plan. Just a nice little humorous, dark ending. But again, we didn't have that. And then I went into panic mode. So I had to write a whole new ending. I had access to my brother playing Freddy. That was it. So me and my brother just kind of filmed a new ending. It's even my brother just sat in the chair there. Supposed to be the boss, but it's just my brother again talking to himself on the phone. I got the boss actor to record his lines separately. The thing is, it kind of works well enough that even I forget that that's just my brother in the shot there. Oh, I'm also really thankful that my character's eating crisps here. Not just because they're yummy and I got to eat crisps on the day, but because they actually helped save us in the edit. Because there's a wide shot that we didn't get the close-ups that we needed around it, where somebody passes us in the background on a bike. I remember this. Somebody goes past on a little bicycle and it distracts the actors and they kind of turn around and then they wonder if they should continue on with the scene. And I'm just there like, we're running out of time. We're going to lose access to the actors. We've got to just keep filming. And they keep going. And then I was like in the edit being like, oh, I haven't got anything to cut around this moment because we don't have close-ups of anybody. But I was eating crisps. So what I thought is I should get some Foley of me munching on some crisps really loud, and that'll lead the distraction for him to turn around and then back in the moment.
It was the widest Christmas I'd ever seen. He loved it, old George, he did.
And that's what we did. And it's just one of those weird things that I just happened to have a really nice solution to because I chose to eat crisps on the day. And with it being a dark comedy, it kind of plays into the humor as well because it's like, will you shut up? And again, when it comes to lighting, we just didn't use anything for this. We didn't even use bounce boards or anything. No negative fill, just all natural light. It's just the beauty of filming with natural light here, I think, because like here in this nice wide shot, they're beautifully lit, almost as if we're doing deliberate rim lighting or backlighting. And then in the following shots, the reverse shots, again, they're just lit naturally by the natural sun. No negative fill, that's all natural wraparound light with a darker side and a lighter side. And I only just now realized, you can see a boom shadow on his face. And that's the credits. I like that the credits fade in. Otherwise it'd be like getting flashbanged. I'd love to make another Christmas film. So yeah, that was The Contract Killers at Christmas. Just my own little Christmas film. Back to you, Chris. Yeah, let's talk Easter eggs. The opening tracking shot actually has a time code of 0313 composited into it. This is a reference to my first online published film, 1303. So I thought that was just a fun little thing, just swap the numbers around, 0313. In the background of this very final scene, we do have a short film playing, Detective Jenkins, a short film that I made back in college. When I check my watch here, there's no watch. I'm just checking my wrist, but as if it's a watch. This is a deliberate callback to The Diary, an older short film that I did, where I had one of the actors check his time on his watch, not realizing that he didn't even have a watch, and he just kind of does this. And you can kind of tell he's like, oh, I haven't got a watch, what am I doing? Yeah, it's just a funny little thing that I like to include every now and then. So yeah, that was my Contract Killers at Christmas short film. What do I think about it today? It's okay. It's not bad, especially for a film that you make at the beginning of university, outside of the program, all by yourself, just in your own spare time with your friends. I think it's okay. I mean, it was a difficult production, as is the case with most short films, I'm sure we're all aware. It didn't turn out exactly how I was hoping when I started the project, but in retrospect, I kind of like the new tacked-on ending. I think it does work better than the original ending just taking place by the river. My biggest regret is that it was shot on the Canon 600D. I did just make a video on this camera praising the camera, but I do kind of wish that I shot this on something with a bit more clarity, because it doesn't really hold up in today's world. I do kind of wish that I did expand on this and do more of the sequels that I had planned, at least the next one. I did start shooting that one, but we never finished it. We got about a third of the way through filming. There is a complete script that I just never got around to finishing the filming of. Yeah, maybe I'll do a video on that at some point. The incomplete follow-up to Contract Killers at Christmas. The thing is, the Contract Killers at Christmas is an idea and a concept for a film that I have been thinking about a lot. I've been developing kind of a feature-length version of this in my head. I have all these funny, wacky scenarios that this group of contract-killing hitmen can find themselves in. And in terms of writing, I think they're my favourite characters that I've ever wrote. I think they do have a lot of potential to expand and actually become more three-dimensional. So I don't know, maybe at some point down the line I'll be able to pursue a larger version of this. This is also one of the only films where I've had a genuine, enthusiastic response to from my family. There's always a scene in this that I'm not going to spoil if you haven't seen the short film, because I didn't even show it in here, but there's one big moment in the film that does get a genuine big laugh. And I don't know, I'm proud of that, because it is a 7-minute dark comedy, and to even just get one genuine laugh out of that, I think is an accomplishment. Contract Killers does kind of hold a special place in my heart. It might not be that good, I don't know, it's always hard to tell with your own movies. I'm happy with it, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. So yeah, Merry Christmas everybody, and I'll see you guys in the new year, because I probably won't be making another video before the end of 2016. 2016? 2025. Ho ho ho!